Hello and welcome to the Oakland A's UK pre-game show ahead of the A's game against the Chicago White Sox on today, Thursday the 9th of September. I had to quickly check the date to work out what day it was because I had Monday off work, so as often happens when you have a single day off work, the whole week seems to go in a funny order. But I am here on Thursday and I am ready and waiting for the A's game to start against the White Sox, and I will throw up the time. Here we go. It's 8:37 start time here in the UK, which makes for a 12:37 start time out there in Oakland, and it is a big game for the Oakland A's. Games are running out in the MLB season, and the A's are on the outside looking in on a wildcard situation. So the A's not only need to be winning games, they need to be winning series. And with this series against the Chicago White Sox tied at 1 apiece, it's a desperate game to win today. Win the series and do it with Mcnair on the mound. Hopefully Sean can do it for us. We need a good start from him. We will be having a look at the lineups. We will be having a look back at the series so far and all sorts of other stuff going on. So if you are watching live, please do get in contact via the chat, over on YouTube chat or on Periscope via Twitter. It was a bit of an impromptu one today. I'll be honest, I haven't really publicised it, so chances are there won't be anyone about on the stream early on at the very least. But anyway, we've got plenty to cover if you're watching live or watching on repeat. A few bits of news to go through first off. Some A's UK news. We finally got back to doing a podcast, so that went live yesterday. So Hannah, Dom and myself chatting for over an hour about all of the news, all of the ups and downs of the A's season so far, looking at the roster, looking at KD's return, all of that stuff. So do check out the podcast. It's available on all the usual places where you can find your podcasts. If it's not where you normally get your podcast, do a search. If you can't find it, do let us know on Twitter at Oakland A UK, and we'll do our best to try and add it on there if we can. And a couple of bits of A's news to cover. First off, before the game today, out there on the field at the Coliseum, Chris Bassitt. What a wonderful sight to see. Chris out there doing some throwing. He was what they call throwing off flat ground, by which they mean throwing. Not on the mound is essentially what that means. But he was just throwing, getting his arm loose. Felt very good by all accounts, and hopes that he'll only need to do one bullpen session before getting back out on the mound. Whether that's what the front office see as being the best course of action for him, we will have to wait and see. But Chris seems very confident, seems in a good mood, all seems fine. So that's a big relief. We talked about Chris Bassitt's injury in a podcast and how scary it was to see the comeback strike him right square in the face. Thought his season was over at that point. Well, at the immediate point, baseball was irrelevant, but we found out it wasn't too bad. We thought that was the season gone, but looks like he hopefully will be back with the team fairly soon. So that's good news. Don't forget Strength in Unity. If you've not had a look at our OaklandAUK store, please do so. Lots of nice merch on there to order. You can buy it online and it will either be shipped out from California or from various places in Europe, depending where you're buying from. So nice and good there. The one piece of bad news, unfortunately, for the A's is with AJ Puk. Really hasn't looked comfortable. Well, he did okay at the start with his relief role, but hasn't looked very good of late. Gave up some runs on Tuesday against the White Sox, and he has been demoted back down to AAA. So he's back in Vegas, and he is being replaced on a roster by Miguel Romero by... I didn't look this up. I'm pretty sure he hasn't made his major league debut. So that will be good to see if he makes it. Bob Melvin has said he is planning to use Romero in a sort of long relief type role. Obviously, we've got Dalton Jeffries up at the moment, normally a starter, but he's taken on some long relief. He did earlier in this series. So we've got a few guys in there, and Miguel Romero will add to the mix. So good for him. Good to have him up. It's a shame AJ Puk feels like another lost season for him. Yeah, that's difficult. Jesus Luzardo has been traded away to the Marlins. Puk was the other guy, and yeah, injuries continue to hold him back. The promise of Puk seems to be going away. No luck for Puk, unfortunately. But that's news today. So Chris Bassitt on his way back looks positive. AJ Puk down to the minors. Let's have a quick look at this series so far against the White Sox. Then I mentioned that it is 1 apiece coming into today's game. Game 1 felt like here we go again. We lost it 6-3, our 4th loss in a row after that horrendous sweep into Toronto at the hands of the Blue Jays. Unfortunately, it was just another one where the pitching just didn't do its job. Cap only lasted 4 innings. Puck got hit around a bit. DJ did come in. Dalton Jeffries pitched 3 1/3 innings in that one, so he did okay. But the White Sox got 15 hits all the way along, and so in some ways we were lucky we only lost 6-3, frankly. They could have done a lot more damage if they'd have taken opportunities as they arose. But it was another loss, and we came into this week thinking we need to win this week. The 6 games, 4 wins out of 6, if not 5 wins out of 6, ideally. Losing the first one is the very worst thing we could have done. But we hit straight back last night or in the early hours of the morning for us, and it was Frankie Montas. Fun time, Frankie. Frankie says relax. Frankie was fantastic in this one yet again. A 5-1 victory. Frankie went 7 innings along the way, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and Frankie has been an absolute hero for us of late. I'll have a quick look at his stats. I can show you what Frankie has done in recent weeks. Here we go. So this is Frankie's record over his last 11 starts. A smiling Frankie, 11 starts. So over those 11 starts, he has gotten at least 6 innings in 10 of those 11 starts. 70 innings pitched along the way, 86 strikeouts, so he's striking out loads of batters, 2.18 ERA, which is fantastic, 207 opponents average, which is fantastic. And the A's themselves have gone 7-4 over that. I always prefer looking at how the team did, looking at the record rather than pitcher wins, because they're pretty meaningless. But yes, the A's have done well with him on the mound, and he has been a real hero for the A's in really the last sort of 2 months since the All-Star break, to be honest. We've needed him to step up with Chris Bassett going down with injury, with Sean Mcnair having such a difficult August. We needed Frankie to step up, and that's exactly what he has done. So great to see Frankie doing so well yesterday. We also had another home run by Matt Chapman, who was going ballistic at the plate, at least in the home run stakes. And it's always nice to see an A's hitter whacking one off Dallas Keuchel. He's a bit of a balloon, that bloke. So nice to see him get knocked around a bit. And that was a good win, leveled up the series, and sets up today's game perfectly. Looking ahead to today's game, firstly, let's have a look at the standings, because we need to look at the wild card here. The A's certainly on the outside looking in, as I mentioned earlier. But when you look at those details, I mean, the Yankees were absolutely flying, and then they've now lost 5 in a row. And that's how things go in Major League Baseball. Teams go on runs, winning runs, losing runs. Toronto are on fire at the moment, having won 7 in a row. But with all of that being said, they're only 1.5 games ahead of us. And they're not going to keep winning and winning and winning and winning. They're going to hit a rough patch sooner or later, you hope. So we're certainly not out of it. Half a game behind Seattle, and the Boston now hold the main top wild card, but only by half a game. So it's all coming together. It's going to be a dogfight the rest of the way, I think, with those 5 teams battling for 2 spots. So that's going to be good fun. And looking ahead to today's game, against the White Sox in a rubber match in this series, let's have a look at today's lineup. So there you go. We've got a smiling Sean Mcnair on the right, getting ready to start. But the lineup is as follows. Josh Harrison is leading off and playing second base. Starling Marte, the superstar, Starling Marte, batting second and playing center field. Mario, first baseman, and is batting third. Matt Chapman moves up to 4th in the batting lineup and is playing third base. It's Jed Lowry as designated hitter. KD has been DHing in a couple of games recently, but Jed is in there today. Mark Canha is in right field and batting 6th. Tony Kemp, TK, is in left field, batting 7th. Sean Murphy is behind the plate in this one, batting 8th. And then Elvis, can't help falling in love with you. Elvis Andrus is batting 9th and is playing at shortstop. Now, in terms of Sean Mcnair, I was looking through the notes before this one. His last appearance, and it seems like his only appearance in his career against the Chicago White Sox, came in June 2018, so quite a long time ago. Pitched very well in it. 7 innings pitched, gave up 1 run with 7 strikeouts, but not a lot to go on there because it was so long ago in terms of how he was pitching at that time and the lineup that the White Sox were throwing out there. So not much form to go on there, although that normally favours the pitcher to have that advantage. As for the White Sox, they are sending Ronaldo Lopez to the mound, a right-handed pitcher. He's been switching between starting and doing some relief work so far this season. Did face the A's on August 17th, so not that long ago. Went 5 innings in that one, 5 scoreless innings, so pitched well. Gave up just 1 hit. His last time out, he played against Kansas City. Only lasted 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, so maybe a bit of hope for the A's there. Like he seemed to have a bit of a short outing in that one. Matt Olson has hit a home run off him in the past, so a bit of good form for Oli against Ronaldo Lopez, and hopefully that can carry on today with a game that the A's desperately need to win. So that's where we are ahead of today's game. It's going to be a good one. If you're watching in the UK, it's actually on BT Sport. So it is on UK TV. You don't need to use your MLB TV account for that one. If you've got BT Sport, of course, and it should be a good game. The A's really need a win. It's hard to overstate that. And I know it's only 1 game, but with so few games left, you need to win series. You need that momentum, that good spirit of winning series. And we have a chance to do it now. Win today gets us 2-1 in this series. And then that brings in the Texas Rangers over the coming weekend, a team that we need to get at least 2 wins against, if not sweep the lot. In terms of the Texas series, so Friday's game is a night game in Oakland, 6:40 p.m. local time. So that's 2:40 in the morning for us, early hours of Saturday. But Saturday and Sunday games are daytime games. They are 1:07 p.m. Oakland time, so that's 9:07 p.m. here in the UK. So that's on Saturday and Sunday. 2 games we can watch at a convenient time. The probable pitchers for the A's on those 3 games are Blackburn, Cole Irvin, and James Caprillion. And certainly both, well, all 3 of them really had difficult times in their last outing. So we want to see a bit of a bounce back from them. We do now have Dalton Jeffries and Miguel Romero up in the bullpen, so they can go a little bit deep if we need them to go 2 or 3 innings, which is really helpful. Yesterday, Andrew Chafin went 2 innings and looked really good. And having a relief pitcher like that who can go a second inning is really important, especially at this time of year when, as we know, the bullpen has been a bit of a nightmare, really struggling. So many guys out of form, hard for Bo Mel to know which way to turn. He wants to get guys in there to try and bring their confidence back. But we don't have that luxury. We need people performing, and we just don't have it at the moment. Whichever card Bomel seems to play, it seems to come up bad. But let's be confident. We won yesterday, and if we can win today, then we've really set ourselves up for a good weekend against Texas, and that will get us right back in the wildcard race. There we go. I'm going to wrap it up there. 15 minutes done. I think that will be good. If you are watching on record on our YouTube channel, don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't done so already, so you are notified when we go live. If you're watching on Twitter, don't forget to subscribe on there too. At Oakland AUK, had a very interesting conversation. Well, it was a pretty brief conversation with someone about Hammer Terminal yesterday. I won't repeat what he called me, not least because he blocked our Oakland A's UK account before replying. Limey was the best word I can actually repeat in his message, but unfortunately that is what you're up against sometimes with these people. But yes, there we go. There's lots of weird takes on Hammer Terminal and the A's plans to redevelop the site, and the idea that apparently the A's want taxpayers to fund the ballpark, which is not true. But hey, truth isn't something that most people seem to care about these days. But there we go. Anyway, that was off on a tangent as we wrapped up, but hopefully we can get a win and the A's can really go into the Texas series with a spring in their step. That's what we need. We need to get a win, and we need to get our season back on track. With the wild card, it is there for us, those 2 spots. Everyone is kind of either coming back or the Blue Jays have taken a step forward, but everyone is in a group there with those 5 teams going for 2 places. The A's are in a position in this homestand to take a leap forward and to actually put a marker down for what the A's are going to do the rest of the way. And we need to make it start today with a good start against Ronaldo Lopez. We need Sean Mcnair going deep, at least 6 innings from there. And who is going to hit a home run today? I'm going Sean Murphy. with a big boy home run. There we go. That was a bit louder than I thought it would be, but there we go. Woo! Hello, Linux YT. What did you think about the Blue Jays series? That was an absolute disaster. Where do we even start with the Blue Jays series, mate? It was about as demoralizing a series as you can have, with the disaster in Sean's start, where he pitched really well when we desperately needed him to have a return to form. And he pitched really well, left the game with the A's leading 8-2, and then the bullpen coughed up the runs. And then the finale on Sunday, where we just got absolutely steamrolled. Yeah, it couldn't have gone worse, could it? And it was a sort of series which everything went right for the Blue Jays, everything went wrong for us. And it's very difficult to come back from that at this stage in the season, when the wins and losses seem to count all that much more than normal. Even though they don't in the standings, you have the psychological impact of it all. So coming out of that series and that difficult road trip, we really needed to make hay while the sun shone on the Coliseum in his homestand. And if we can win today against the White Sox, go 2-1 in this series, then sweep up the Rangers this weekend, we will be well set for a good wildcard challenge. Fingers crossed. Okay, I am going to get a scorecard ready because, oh no, we lost last time I kept score, so I don't need to keep score. I will not jinx a potential A's win by keeping score today because we lost last time. I am going to, I'm going to leave a scorecard today, but hopefully the A's get a win. And hopefully we can go into the Texas Rangers series with a spring in our step. Thanks a lot for watching. If you've been watching live or if you've been watching on repeat, don't forget the A's UK podcast, which came out the latest episode. Season 2, episode 13 came out yesterday. So check that out on all the usual podcast streaming sites. Follow us along as we note down there in the bottom text. Oakland Day UK on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Enjoy the game. Let's hope we can enjoy the game with a Sean Mcnair masterclass and a big boy home run by Sean Murphy. See you later.